Hi, I'm Denise Cooper from Royal Installation. So we're going to do a lead.
All right, Sparkies, here's a question. Would you test a 3-bed semi and a coffee shop the same way? On paper, yes, both are EICR, but in reality, one has a consumer unit with 6 circuits. The other might have 3-phase distribution, sub-mains, and clients breathing down your neck because you can't switch the Wi-Fi off. Today, we're going deep into domestic versus commercial EICRs. The same regs, the same principles, but very different challenges. By the end, you'll know the testing steps that stay the same, the regs that bite harder in commercial, why limitations explode once you leave houses, and how to explain your findings so clients actually listen. Section 1, same tests, different scale. Let's start simple. The tests themselves: continuity, insulation resistance, polarity, Z's, RCD tests. They don't change. The electricity doesn't care if it's in a bungalow or a bakery. But here's the difference: scale. A house might have one CU, 6 to 10 circuits, all single phase. A commercial site, multiple distribution boards, 3-phase, sub-mains feeding floors, even MCCBS instead of MCBS. Domestic equals short, self-contained. Commercial equals bigger, layered, sometimes hundreds of circuits. That's why paperwork balloons. A domestic EICR equals maybe 6 pages. A commercial one could be 60.
What?
Section 2, the regs that matter most. Next up, regs. Domestic is mostly part 7. Bathrooms, gardens, outbuildings. Commercial adds layers, emergency lighting, BS5266. Fire alarms, BS5839. Special installations like medical rooms or server rooms. Even in normal offices, you'll see Reg 314 come into play, division of installation. Why? Because if you trip one MCB, you can't knock out the whole floor's lighting. Another big one, Reg 42 1.1.7, AFDD. Not common in houses yet, but in commercial high-risk locations, clients may expect them. And let's not forget surge protection, SPD. Domestic, often left out, coded C3 if missing. Commercial, more critical, especially where IT equipment or industrial machines run. Section 3, testing challenges. Here's where students get caught out. In houses, you can usually isolate everything. Worst case, the fridge defrosts. In commercial, good luck shutting down a server room or a shop till system. That's why limitations are way more common. Examples: insulation resistance. You can't blast 500 volts DC through sensitive kit. So you test LE and NE, leave LN linked and record limitation due to equipment. ZZ testing. Some circuits run under load all day. You might need to calculate from ZE plus R, 1 plus R2 instead of direct measurement. RCD tests. If an RCBO protects a floor of offices, tripping it at 10 AM is not making friends. You may need to agree with the client for out-of-hours testing. Section 4, client communication. Now, this is where good Sparkies stand out. Domestic clients equals homeowners or landlords. They care about cost, safety, and whether their tenant can still make a cuppa. Commercial clients equals facilities, managers, safety officers, insurers. They want compliance certificates and minimal disruption. How you explain things changes massively. Example, to a homeowner. This light fitting isn't earthed, it could give you a shock. To a commercial manager, this fitting has no CPC regulation. 411.3.1.1 is not met. It's a C2, and your insurance could be invalid in case of an accident. Same issue, different language. You're tailoring the message. Section 5, real-world tips. Quick-fire tips for you Sparkies. Always plan with the client. Agree on shutdown windows. Log every limitation clearly. Vague notes like, not tested won't cut it. Carry both domestic and commercial EICR forms. Paperwork differs. Expect longer timescales. A house, EICR, equals a few hours. A small office block equals days. Section 6, documentation and paperwork depth. Here's where things really split. A domestic EICR form is short, 1 CU, maybe 2, all on a couple of pages. You record test results, observations and codes, done. But commercial, whole different animal. Multiple distribution boards, submains, different floor levels. You'll often need distribution schedules, circuit charts, a log of agreed limitations, and a proper cover sheet for insurers or safety managers. Appendix 6 of BS 7671 gives you the model forms, but real commercial reports can hit 50 plus pages. If you're not organised, it's chaos.
Can I help you?
Section 7, skills and mindset shift. And finally, mindset.
Yes!
Domestic testing builds your foundation. Fault finding, coding, safety checks. But commercial demands more. Strong planning and coordination skills. Confidence explaining regs to managers. Judgment calls, like when an SPD is essential or when AFDDS are justified. And above all, patience. Because one thing's for sure, you won't smash through a commercial EICR in an afternoon. It's slow, methodical, and about proving safety across an entire installation. So, domestic versus commercial. Same regs, same tests, but completely different environments. Domestic equals small scale, personal safety, simple communication. Commercial equals bigger scale, more regulations, more limitations, and higher client expectations. If you can master both, you're not just a tester, you're a professional inspector. That's it for part 5 of the Student Spark series. Tell me in the comments, would you rather test a 3-bed semi or a shopping centre?